People that look like you and me run everything in this country.
If you were to be able to come back from this life as another color, would you come back as black?
Oh, so fabulous.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel once again. It's your girl Dumebi Leah. If this is your first time coming across my channel, you're welcome. I do hope you decide to subscribe, and if you are a returning subscriber, you guys know that I love you. It's so good to have you here. Welcome back once again. So my usual disclaimer, please, this video is strictly for educational purposes. Do not go searching out anybody that I talk about in this video. Don't send them any form of hate comment, threats, or violence. This channel does not support any of that. So there was this video making the rounds on TikTok by a black woman who had a question for palm color people.
White people. Question. What does it feel like to be white? Especially if you're white in America.
Now, there were palm color people who took the question in good faith and made replies like this.
White people. Question. What does it feel like to be white?
Ooh, you about to get me canceled. Let me take my glasses off. I'm gonna answer this. The first thing I'm gonna do is separate us into two categories. First, you have the ignorant and uneducated, and then you have the woke, educated, and willing to learn. So regardless of which one you choose to be, because it is a choice, we were all born into a country completely designed and set up to benefit us, and we were born with privilege and opportunity that is not afforded to anyone else. So you asked what it feels like, and I'll give you a few examples. The first thing I think it's important to mention is that I grew up not experiencing any oppression, not witnessing my parents or anyone in my community experience that. And although we were taught fake history in school, education and funding, the schools in my area was not anything I ever had to worry about. And I didn't have to work 3 times as hard as my counterpart to be given the same consideration. And as I got older, I discovered I could unlock even more privilege. I could get pulled over by the police and just be given a warning. I could be followed in the store, but not because they thought I was stealing, but because they want to help me spend that money. I didn't have any trouble getting a credit card or a mortgage, and I didn't have anybody telling me where I could go and where I could live. And I don't have to worry about any random racist approaching me or assaulting me as I mind my business walking down the street, which I can do with a hoodie and Skittles. So basically being white feels like freedom, opportunity, privilege. It's being line leader at the beginning of the class, always being picked first. But it is also embarrassing being forever linked to the racist and uneducated side. But even with all that embarrassment, I would still choose to be white because the privilege outweighs the embarrassment. That's what it's like.
And then on the other hand, there were some palm color people who made some kind of replies. And one of those replies is what we're going to be talking about today. Let me just go right ahead and play this response.
Some black lady made a post that says, "White people, how does it feel to be white?" Okay, well, this is how it feels to be white. Imagine being a race that you're not allowed to be proud of. If I put up that I'm proud to be white, people would comment that I'm the most racist person in the world. All right, imagine being blamed for something that you were never a part of. Okay, so also, on top of that, imagine that you can't get a job now because of the color of your skin. Like literally they tell you that we're not hiring any white people right now. We need more people of ethnicity here. Huh.
Excuse the laugh. Wait a minute, did he just say that palm color people are getting denied jobs? Ooh, boo-hoo. Cry me a river. But for real, on a serious note, is that actually happening in America right now? You guys let me know. Like, for real?
Imagine being straight and white and Christian. You're like the triple threat of hatred. Imagine being told that you have an ideology that you don't have. Like, just because you're white, you're racist. So that's what it's like to be white.
But are there really people out here saying every palm color person is racist? why do I feel like, not even why do I feel, it's obvious this man is projecting. Like there's a victim mentality here that's going on. And I'm wondering where it's coming from, because in America, straight, white, and Christian, I believe those are the people that are running the country. Those are the people that have it like here. You guys are the top of the food chain. Or am I mistaken? Mm. Anyways, of course, as you can imagine, that video went viral. There were many replies and stitches, but I saw a lot of his kind. I saw a lot of other people replying. So I definitely had to make a video because those replies were interesting. Let's just go right ahead and see what people had to say.
Being straight and white and Christian, you're like the triple threat of hate.
Jesus fucking Christ. Those three things are not persecuted. People that look like you and me run f***ing everything in this country, and you're gonna sit there and make it seem like people are holding you back, stopping you from what you want to do. Get the f*** out of here.
How it feels to be white. Imagine being a race that you're not allowed to be proud of.
Genuinely asking, what are the things? Maybe I'm just missing part of this.
If I put up that I'm proud to be white, people would comment that I'm the most racist person in the world.
Not the most, but I definitely, again, would have questions like, what qualifies this? What is the pride from?
Imagine being blamed for something that you were never a part of.
No one's blaming you for being a part of it, but we definitely benefit from a system because of what we look like, built to oppress other people so that we can get ahead. There's irrefutable evidence behind this, and if you don't believe me, if you were to be able to come back from this life as another color, would you come back as black?
Imagine that you can't get a job now because of the color of your skin.
Oh, you're so close with this one. You're so close. That is their experience, not ours.
Like literally they tell you that you
Exactly. Last time I checked, it was black people. Or rather, other people of color in America, they were having it harder to get jobs because of the way they look. Not palm colored people. Am I
like literally they tell you
here?
that we're not hiring any white people right now. We need more people of ethnicity here.
That's false. They can't do that, and if they did, you could sue. So, false.
Imagine being straight and white and Christian. You're like the triple threat of hatred.
Did you just say if you're white, straight, and Christian that you're the triple threat of hatred?
Imagine being told that you have an ideology that you don't.
Triple threat of hatred sounds wild. Sounds funny.
You have an ideology that you don't have.
Share with me your ideology, then.
Just because you're white, you're racist.
It's not because you're white, dude. It's because of the other things you just said. I want to make content about other stuff, but there's so many of you.
Some black lady made a post that says, white people, how does it feel to be white? Okay, well,
First of all, your first few words in your video started with anti-blackness because you were disgusted that a black woman would even dare ask white people any questions. So you showed your racism at the very beginning of this video. That's number one, and I have to point it out. Secondly, why do white, straight, Christian men want to be oppressed so much? You will forever be at top of the food chain no matter what happens in the next few months in the United States and thereafter. Nothing's going to change for you. Right? And secondly, it has nothing to do with the color of our skin or lack thereof. It's that it has everything to do with the system we were born into. Whiteness. White supremacy. We will never know what it's like because of the color of our skin to have to try to work and scrape and scrap to get a seat at the table. Right? Even as a white woman, I'll never know what that's like. Do me a favor and go to Google and type in whiteness. That is the system that our ancestors put into place to keep you as the white man at the top of the food chain. And before I heard your video and before you go off, well, I never had anything to do with it. No, I didn't either. The point of that is we are taking advantage of that system that has been put into place, whether we know it or not. We're a big part, 99% of our part in keeping the status quo of this system that is destroying people that don't look like us. Right? You and I were both born into this system. Now the question is, are you going to continue to go on the interwebs or in your real life and complain that you are being misunderstood, that you can't be a white Christian male without somebody saying something? Or are you going to ask yourself what part you play in the system and do something about that? Start with Googling whiteness and go from there. See ya.
You know, there are two types of white people, in my opinion. Those who acknowledge what has been done and somehow try to balance out, like, because they know that they have a head start, like over 400 years head start, in comparison to other ethnicities that are in America. So they try to do the little that they can to, create some form of equality, even if I know equality is not going to come, because 400 years head start is a lot, right? But they try to at least in their own little way, try to fight for the rights of other oppressed groups, try to speak for them and all of that. You're doing your own little part. Even though, yes, it was your ancestors that did whatever it is they did, you had no part in it. But acknowledge the fact that you are still enjoying those benefits till today, and also know that you are not powerless in trying to bring some form of reparations or at least some form of assistance to these other groups of people that were oppressed by your ancestors. Okay, accountability. Then on the other hand, there's those of them that choose to be like, but it wasn't me, it wasn't my ancestors, I had no role to play, I have it just as hard as any other person in this country, I work for what I have, I'm not rich, I'm not wealthy, we are all suffering. Yes, you might be an average palm color person, but you never be denied specific things because of the way you look. So you're not the same as the average person of color in America or black person in America. You still have an advantage, no matter how impoverished you are as a palm color person in America. You still have an advantage over even the richest of black people in America. That's just the truth. And people would deny this and fight tooth and nail that there's nothing like white supremacy or white privilege. And I don't know, people like that are just, they're all over the internet, they're everywhere.
Imagine being a race that you're not allowed to be proud of.
Be completely honest with you. Has nothing to do with being white. You're just a loser. And I can almost guarantee from just seeing this one TikTok, a lot of that failure and a lot of the probably continuous failure in a loop, in a cycle, right, has a lot to do with you playing the victim, not taking accountability for your own shit, projecting it onto outside things, because you are absolutely delusional. I am white and transgender, and I am way more privileged than anyone darker skinned, regardless of how they identify gender-wise or sexual orientation. Completely self-aware of that. That is insane to think that you are discriminated against because you are a white man, a straight white man that's a Christian. You guys love being the fucking victim. Get your shit together. You're a loser, and that's why you keep fucking failing.
Some black lady made a post that says, "White people, how does it feel to be white?" Okay, well,
First of all, when you start your video with some black lady made a post, that you're starting off on the wrong foot, bud. But after this, I don't ever want to hear any non-melanated person ever again in life tell us as people of color, particularly black people, that we have a victim mentality. Y'all literally say we have a victim mentality for simply acknowledging history, for simply acknowledging things that literally we have lived, and not only in our lifetimes, but the generations before us have experienced. And the fact that systemic racism is still a thing to this day. This is something that we still are experiencing. But when we talk about that, when we try to have a conversation about that, we're accused playing the victim. But this whole video was nothing but whining and, quite frankly, lying. See, you want to claim that, you would get attacked for saying that you're proud to be a WHyTEE person, but that's because usually the people who feel the need to say that at the expense of other people. When I say I'm proud to be a black woman, and I am, it's not at the expense of anyone else. I don't want to denigrate any other group of people to make myself seem like I am better. And there's also the fact that we have been marginalized. So for us to be able to say we're proud of who we are, there is a difference between that and someone of the ruling class in this social construct that is racism. That, by the way, was created by WHyTEE people. When you say it just hits different, and there are reasons why, but you don't want to look at that. Also, you want to say that you can't get jobs because of DEI. Maybe you didn't get the job because you weren't qualified, Skippy. Did you ever think of that? Do you think we just get jobs because, they have to give it to a black person? We not only have to be qualified, we have to be overly qualified. We have to work 10 times harder than the mediocre WHyTEE person. We have to go above and beyond just to be considered. So no, it's not DEI that's causing you not to be able to get a job. Maybe it's because you're mediocre and weren't qualified for the job. And someone else in your comment section wanted to tell a bold-faced lie and say that an employer told him he was qualified for the job, but they had to give it to a black person. That's cap, and we all know that's cap. But I will tell you that I was looked over for jobs, and I know that it was because of my race. You know how I know? Because when I was on the phone with these folks, using my very professional voice, they told me they were hiring. I literally showed up within the hour to fill out the application. They told me either they were no longer hiring or they were out of applications. Why do you think? Oh, because, I've been told over the phone when I use my very professional voice. And then if for any reason my race comes up as a subject, they say, you don't sound like one of them.
They're going to be huge. Twist on it.
And what do you think they meant by that? So yeah, that victim mentality is not working. Equality is not taking anything from you. Y'all are so afraid of equality because you've been so used to being able to put your foot on everybody else's neck for so long. And now that you realize times are changing, people are not going to just lay down and accept your foot on our necks anymore. And now you're scared. Oh, and by the way, y'all want to, believe in that
I don't know if I should say it, but you know that theory that y'all think other people are gonna replace you. No, that's not a thing either. Even though WHyTEE folks are becoming the minority. Oh, that's what you're afraid of. You're afraid that when you become the minority that we'll treat you like you treated us for hundreds of years? Nah, we're not built like that. We don't want revenge. We only want equality. But yeah, that victim mentality doesn't look good on you, bud.
Okay, so this black woman ate. I just had to include her stitch. Yeah, I just think white people cannot handle what they dish out, you know. You guys have been placed on the pedestal, had things easier than the other average black person. And then if you have even just a little bit of what black people face, you're crying scared and talking about how you are facing the triple threat of hatred. Oh my god. You guys, please let me know what you think about this in the comment section. And I have to tell you guys, there are a lot of people that agree with him. I went through the comment section. A lot of them lamenting and talking about how now they get denied for jobs because there's minority employment or whatever it is. You know, it's just funny to me. You guys, please let me know what you think about this video in the comment section. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as well. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.